Hello everyone, my name is Julian David Betancourt, and in this video I will share my reflection about the observation practicum experience. When I started this practicum, I don't know exactly what to expect. During the semester, I have the opportunity to observe different educational contexts, connect theory with real classroom situations, and learn more about the role of teachers in students' learning processes. Through a series of questions, I will talk my expectations, the lessons I learned, the differences I observed between schools, and how this experience contributed to my growth as a future teacher.
What were your expectations at the beginning of the course?
At the beginning of the semester, I thought this practicum will mainly consist of visiting schools and applying a few activities with students. I expected it to be mostly practical, so I was surprised by the amount of theory we studied throughout the course. I was also a little nervous about working with a large group of children because I was not sure if the activities would work as I expected. Meanwhile, it helps me to improve my adaptation and my skill of improvise.
How has your understanding of teaching young learners changed throughout the practicum?
Before the practicum, I thought teaching young learners was mostly about making classes fun and entertaining. However, after observing different classrooms, I realized that teaching children involves much more than that. Teachers need patience, creativity, and classroom management skills. Sometimes that surprised me was how participative, friendly, and enthusiastic many students were. Their energy showed me how important it is to create engaging learning experiences.
How did you observe these theories and approaches studying during the semester in real classrooms?
During the semester, we studied different learning theories and teaching approaches, such as behaviorism and constructivism. Observing real classes helped me to understand these concepts much better. For example, I noticed that teachers often encourage students to think and discover answers by themselves instead of simply giving them the correct answer. Seeing these strategies in action helped me understand how theory can guide teaching decisions in the classroom.
What similarities and differences did you observe between the rural and urban schools?
In this case, I visit Fernando Villalobos Rural School and Alfonso Palacio Rudas Public School. One similarity that I observed was that students in both schools were very participative and already knew some basic English vocabulary. However, they were also important differences. Surprisingly, the rural school seemed to have more stimulating classroom environment. The classroom had more decoration and visual materials that motivated students. And I also noticed that many students had more school supplies available. In contrast, the urban schools had technological resources such as screens, but maintaining students' attention was something more challenging.
What was the most valuable lesson you learned during this experience?
The most valuable lesson I learned was the importance of patience. I realized that things do not always go according to the plan, and teachers need to remain calm and flexible. Sometimes activities work perfectly and sometimes they do not. What matters is being able to adapt and continue supporting students throughout the learning process. After this practicum experience, I understand that being a teacher means being a guide who supports students throughout their learning process. A teacher does much more than teach academic content. Teachers also help students grow as a people and develop important values. For me, the most important qualities in teachers are patience and genuine passion for helping others learn. In the future, I hope to be a teacher who leaves meaningful and positive impact on my students' lives.